All right, welcome to another episode of F1 News, where we always bring you an analytical perspective, but always with a hint of laughter. So George Russell hasn't signed a contract with Mercedes yet, and he said that if if Verstappen replaces him next year, he understands. He's not angry because he knows that every team will take Verstappen. You know, Verstappen has been linked towards Mercedes and Aston Martin. I don't think he's going to go, but I do think that if Verstappen was available, uh, what's his name would just sell this guy. He'll sell Russell immediately. Toto Wolff would sell him immediately. So the topic we're talking about now is not whether Russell's really going to leave, because I don't think Verstappen's going to leave, but I think that the reason he hasn't signed is because Toto Wolff is keeping his options open. Toto Wolff told Lewis Hamilton last year that it's only because I'm loyal to you that I won't take Verstappen. He said it's because of the way Verstappen beat you in 2021. I'm not even wicked enough to sell you for Verstappen. But he said otherwise I would have. You get it? He told Lewis Hamilton that he feels so sorry for Lewis Hamilton about how he lost in Abu Dhabi. But he told Hamilton, he said, to be honest with you, I'm only keeping you because you've won championship because you won so many that you deserve respect. But Russell hasn't won 6 championships, so he'll sell Russell up this. Yeah. Don't you think so? What do you think, Mr. Johnny? Do you think if Verstappen called and said, "Get rid of Russell now, I want you," what do you think Toto Wolff would do?
First of all, I don't even know why Russell Self is doing Shakara. Somebody that hasn't even won anything. What is the Shakara for? Yeah. Is it that he wants more money or anything? I don't know.
Yeah, like he said that he wants more money, and he also wants to talk to other teams because he wants Mercedes to pay him more. I don't understand these guys. You're already making 15 million pounds a year. Maybe I don't know about you, Mr. Johnny. If you were making 10 million pounds a year and you had a fast car, would you go to another team like Alpine and to collect 30 million and lose? The whole idea is to win drivers' championship, and he can win it with Mercedes. So to me, he shouldn't push the envelope too much for more money because you already have money. Think of how much money you have. Think of how much money you have if you win the drivers' championship. Go ahead, Mr.
I think he's just been cheeky. That's been too cheeky. First of all, you have not won anything.
No, he'll learn.
You have not won anything. You haven't won anything, then you just sign it and then face it and then continue to get the job done. I think he's just doing Shakara for nothing. That's why.
I admit he's a very good driver, but he needs to relax a little bit with his cheekiness. Like he tried to get Verstappen suspended by putting on his brakes during a safety car.
That's
no.
He's playing. He's driving on thin ice because if anything now, Verstappen should just wink at Toto Wolff now, and he'll be out of the.
He'll be out. And you know what's funny? This shows you the difference between Verstappen and George Russell. Verstappen doesn't cheat. He doesn't cheat like break rules on purpose, but he does like crashing.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what Verstappen on the track? Yeah.
But here's the thing. So they wanted to take away the race from George Russell for doing that. And Verstappen basically said, I don't want him to lose the race because I want to beat him on the track. That's actually what Verstappen hinted at. Verstappen didn't go. He told the stewards, I don't think that Russell did it on purpose. I think it was a racing. So basically Verstappen was trying to let Russell keep the race. It was Horner that wanted to get Russell suspended. And Horner and Toto Wolff said that Verstappen wasn't involved. So that's why I respect Verstappen, because he does dirty things, but it's in anger, like when you're a soldier. But he doesn't do tricky things. Like last year, George Russell got Verstappen's qualifying taken away. Remember when Verstappen was driving slowly and Russell almost hit him on purpose and said, "Oh, I was impeded." So I think that's why Verstappen doesn't like Russell, because Russell is a snake. He's a good driver. Russell's a good driver too, but he's also a snake. And like you said, if Verstappen wanted to get revenge on him, all he had to do is wink at Toto Wolff, and Russell would be sent to a second division team. What do you think, Kunle?
Yeah, I like Russell.
I like him too. Yeah,
Russell to me is the second most dangerous driver right behind Verstappen. The reason Verstappen doesn't like him is because he's the most dangerous driver. He might not be in the best car, but
you know why I disagree. You know why I disagree, Mr. Johnny. Remember when Piastri beat Verstappen to the corner and made Verstappen look stupid? After the race, Verstappen said, "That boy good." I think Verstappen's a soldier. I think he hates Russell specifically because Russell. And remember, 4 years ago, Russell swiped his car and damaged his car. Remember that? I think he doesn't like Russell because he sees Russell as a snake. But maybe you're wrong. Verstappen's never been afraid of battle. He fought Lewis Hamilton, and he didn't hate Lewis Hamilton. I mean, they hated each other, but that's because they crashed and he almost killed him. You get what I'm saying? But go ahead, Mr. Kunle. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. So What I would have loved to have seen, which we'll never see, is to see Verstappen and Russell in the same car like Prost and Senna. I think that they are the two. Russell is Hector if Verstappen was Achilles in this tournament. I just wish I could see them racing with each other in equal cars.
That may happen if next year.
It would be disappointing to see Russell get back. Yeah, he's far too good. And if he wants to leave Mercedes, I mean, he's still a young driver, Russell. He's not like an old driver. I think Mercedes are set. I would be disappointed in Mercedes if they
but here's the thing. If they get Verstappen hasn't reached his peak. Do you know how? Can you imagine Verstappen or Mercedes with the best car, the most powerful engine? He would be unbeatable for years. For years.
Yeah, it's like the second fastest person, and you want to prove to the world that you're faster than the fastest person, and you're like, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Nobody.
That never happens. But that's not how F1 works. That's not how F1 works. The formula. That's why McLaren is fucked up now. McLaren is messed up now because there's a rule in F1: you never have two number one drivers. Never. Every time it happens, it's bad news. Look what happened to Lewis Hamilton and Alonso, and then Kimi Räikkönen beat them. So you can't have two alphas on one team. It's going to lead to crash outs, and it's going to lead to them losing everything. It just can't happen because what will happen is that the team will fall apart because both drivers hate each other. What you need is to have them in cars that are equally fast but different teams. So like let Verstappen go to Aston Martin and let Russell stay at Mercedes. Or it'd even be better if Russell gets kicked out of Mercedes and goes to Aston Martin. And now Verstappen goes to Mercedes, and they both have cars that are similarly fast. That would be the best, is to have a championship. Sort of like, remember when Häkkinen versus Schumacher?
Yeah.
That's what we want to see. Where both guys are in super fast cars and it's different teams.
I'd rather see that than
because if they go to the same team, it's going to cause too much.
Just cancel each other out.
Yeah. All right. So we done good. Any last thoughts, Mr. Johnny, in general? Yeah.
I was wondering just a little bit about Bottas again too.
But that's the biggest. Bottas deserves a seat. Go ahead. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. I'm sure if you put Bottas in a McLaren, he will do a really good job. I can imagine him doing a very, very good job.
I think he'll beat those two guys, man.
And I was watching some old highlights over the years where Bottas was wingman for Mercedes for Hamilton. Yeah. And he actually, I mean, if he wanted to, he could have taken one or two championships from Hamilton.
Oh yeah, they told him to stand down. They told him to stand down.
He had to be able to stand down. He's actually a very, very good driver, as in just as good as Hamilton. Actually, he was just.
So when he first came, he was better than Rosberg. Even when I said this guy is better than Rosberg. But they told him to stand down. That's the saddest story in F1. That guy is sitting down there watching other people drive every weekend as a reserve driver. That's sad, man. Yeah, what do you think?
Yeah. So I don't know, Mr. Johnny. They're looking around, Yeah.
No, that's sad. That's why I think F1 they need to Bottas needs to go to. Yeah, and I don't want him to go to a lower team like Cadillac or something.
No, if I was McLaren, I'll get him.
Bottas said that last year they invited him to Red Bull, but he said somebody on the team doesn't like him. It's either Verstappen or Helmut Marko. I don't know who it is. You know what they're saying? Because Bottas crashed Verstappen in 2021 to give points for Lewis Hamilton. So it's probably Verstappen who doesn't want him to come because they were using Bottas to destroy Verstappen every time. Crash, undercut, cut. Remember, Verstappen lost like 50 points that he should have had because of collision that Bottas caused.
Yeah, Bottas was the optimal wingman, ultimate wingman.
So it'll be like Kool-Aid. It'll be like Maradona going to play for England after scoring a hand of goal against them. Oh, I'm an English citizen. I want to play for you now. It won't happen. All right, last thoughts, Kool-Aid, before we head out. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say just on the last thoughts about what we said about Bottas. Verstappen should think again about not liking Bottas. Bottas has shown himself to be a loyal wingman, and that's why he had to pay the price. So if he had Verstappen, it's a question of if you can't beat him, join him. When we come about, as regards Lewis Hamilton, he's running out of time. He needs to cheer up, and Ferrari needs to sort themselves out. And let's hope that Yuki manages to stay in Formula One. And so myself, Johnny, and Mustafa, it's adieu, and see you on the next one.
All right. I'll see you later on for the political show. Okay. Mr. John, you have to do one political show with us next week. It'll be fun. We'll talk about Iran and stuff.
All right.
Thank you, guys. Okay.
All right.